guys, this is Mac. Welcome back, and today we're going to be installing a Taran Tactical Innovations extended safety for our Benelli M2 shotgun. Installation of Taran Tactical Innovations oversized safety for the Benelli shotgun is incredibly easy and should take less than 5 minutes. You can do this with a couple of simple hand tools, namely punches. And first, you need to just remove your trigger group from your shotgun. Now you're only going to need to remove essentially one pin and one spring, and this is the retaining pin that holds the safety in place right above the trigger. Now, I use a 5/64 size punch to get this out. And if you notice this hole right in the top of the trigger group, this is where the spring will be removed. So I'll use this small hammer just to tap out the retaining pin which holds the spring in place. Now the spring is under pressure and you want to make sure that you don't bind the spring or damage it. So I'm leaving this small punch in place to hold the spring in while I remove the pin. Now my pin was a little bit hard-headed, so I actually do need to use a set of needle nose pliers to fully remove it from the trigger group. Now using my finger, I'm retaining the spring inside the trigger group, and then as you'll see, it just falls right out. Now keep track of this spring and don't damage it. You'll need to reuse it. Now, the plunger which retains the safety is still inside the trigger group, and you don't necessarily have to completely remove it, but you do need to loosen it. So I do this by shaking it to remove the factory safety. And I'll just set it to the side. The Taran Tactical Innovations oversized safety comes in this small plastic bag, and once you remove it from the bag, you'll immediately see the difference in the size of the safety. It's much thicker and easier to engage, and it just drops right into the same hole. It's reversible, so you can install it on either the right side for right-handed shooters or left side for left-handed shooters. But do take note, you should install it with the logo right side up in order for it to function properly. Then just put your spring back in the hole, and you do need to compress this spring as you drive the pin back through. So what I'll do here is I will compress the spring with a larger punch and then use my 5/64 punch to retain the spring inside, and I just drive this completely across the trigger group. Now I'll take the roll pin or retaining pin and just push the punch out, all the time keeping pressure on the spring in order not to damage it. Now I found that it's easy to use a small piece of wood, or even I've seen other people use coasters or other small objects to simply push this pin through. You don't need to force it, you don't need to tap it. You take a chance of damaging the spring if you do that. So I just push mine through very slowly using this piece of wooden trim, and as I do that, it just pushes the punch out. Now I've pretty much completely installed this safety now. Now I'm just going to snug up the pin to make sure that the trigger group fits back into the gun, and now I'll just function check the safety. Immediately you feel the difference. It's a very high quality and robust piece. It's very tough, it's not going to be damaged, and the function of the safety is very smooth. Now reinstallation back into the shotgun is just the reverse of how we got it out. We'll slide it in, push our bolt release button to get it back into the gun, and put the push pin back through the right side of the receiver. Here's our finished product. This is our Taran Tactical Innovations oversized safety for the Benelli M2 shotgun. I really love how it looks. And here's just a quick demonstration of how easy it is to use this safety. You don't have to use two separate motions to engage the safety and then pull the trigger anymore. You can actually push this very easily with the pad of your finger, all the time keeping your finger close to the trigger to be able to disengage the safety and pull the trigger all in one motion, saving you time on those shotgun stages. So thanks for joining me for today's video. I think that this extended safety on any shotgun that it fits, a Benelli or a Stoeger, is a really critical part of your shotgun. I didn't realize for a long time that I was disengaging my safety the wrong way. It costs time to turn this into two separate actions, disengaging the safety and then pulling the trigger. If you can accomplish that in one motion using the pad of the very first part of your first finger, you're going to save yourself some time every time you disengage this safety. Not only is that better off for your stage times, but this robust safety is really well machined, it looks great, and it works even better. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. You can do that by clicking on the video in the upper left. As a subscriber, you'll be immediately notified every time I upload a video on a weekly basis. And these videos include guns and gear reviews, as well as content that's always related to 3-gun. And also, to watch more of my most popular videos, click on the video on the lower left. Once again, this is Mac. As always, be safe out there, and we'll see you next time.